Hi, Andrew here from Warwick Juniors Under 9s. This is a very short training video just to share with you, the boys, and also the parents in terms of all the work that we're working on just now, who we are as a team, how we want to play, and we're also going to be looking at the current things that we're working on, which includes making a decision and then what the boys do next, how we go about defending, and thinking about our positions and where we stand depending what gameplay is taking place. Enjoy. Okay, so this defines who we are at Warwick Juniors Under 9s and the type of play and formations that we want to train the boys this year and next year. So what do we play as? Well, we play a 1-3-2 attacking with possession play formation. We have one centre-back, one centre-mid, two boys out wide in left and right midfield, and two boys up front in striking positions. We teach the boys how to play in possession and how to play out of possession. In possession, the boys are learning and making good progress in understanding the importance of how we have to make very good, quick decisions, whether or not we have to pass the ball to a teammate, run and dribble and beat an attacker using our good ball control, or hold and wait until an opportunity is available. We also learn in possession that we want to be masters on the ball, and we encourage the boys to be on the ball as much as they can and use excellent ball control and ball skills so that we can keep good possession for as long as we can. The boys are also learning that we have to combine as well, increasingly with teammates as the pitch gets bigger, and this year and next year we have to encourage the boys to look for teammates to pass, and for boys not in possession who are looking to receive the ball, they need to run into space. We also encourage boys to think about combining with each other and playing close to each other in triangle formations. Out of possession, really important. Number one, we defend goal side at all times. We also drop back behind the ball when we lose possession. This helps the boys manage what's called transitions. When we're attacking, we suddenly lose the ball, and then we're in a period of change or transition, meaning we have to drop back behind the ball to try and regain possession. The nearest man always closes down the attacker. When we're trying to win the ball back, it's really important that the nearest man always closes down. We don't ball watch. We encourage the boys to think about the positions. We encourage the boys not to move and gravitate all towards the ball, and to think about staying in positions and to do touch tight marking. Finally, when the opposition have a goal kick, we do use a tactic where we form a mid-block at the halfway line, and then we do a high press as the opponents get close to our halfway to close them down, to surprise them when they have a goal kick. And that is how we play. Okay guys, I'm now going to show you what I mean by being master on the ball. By being master on the ball, it means that the boys have got to show really good ball control, either when they receive a pass or when they make a pass. Got to bring that ball under control, look up and hit a nice pass. In terms of close ball control, there's a range of things we're teaching the boys. One is touches with the outside and the inside of the foot. Very simple, but a very good way to go round an opponent just by changing our direction quickly with touches on the outside or inside of the foot. Number two, when trying to beat an opponent, really good tip, step over. We take the ball, one foot goes round and does the step over, and the other one goes diagonal that way. We're fooling the opposition to thinking we're going that way, and then we suddenly move that way. As you know, Mr. Mbappe is really good at that. Another tip we do to quickly change direction, to encourage the boys to think about how quick we can change the direction and fake and fool the opponents. Faking is really important when trying to beat an opponent. We want to fool the defence into thinking we're going that way, and then we go that way. Okay? So another tip we use to change direction is the step back. When we do this, round there, back that way. Once again, changing direction, roll the ball back, tap to the inside, and we're moving that way. Okay. So there's lots of things that we're doing to encourage the boys to improve the ball control. Okay boys, this is just a short video about something we're working on just now. Many of you boys will know it. We're working right now on how quickly should we make decisions during the game and then what we do next, okay? If you look at all the best players, Messi for example, he's very quick with his feet, but the decisions are all made up here first of all. He's super quick up here. He decides up here when to change direction in a split second. We're teaching the boys that the best teams, whenever we come up against a Tier 2 League 1 team, the difference is very often the decision making is a lot quicker and a lot sharper. So the boys are learning to make, when they're in possession, three main decisions. Number one, do I run and dribble and attack a defender with the ball? Number two, do I pass to my teammate? And that often depends if our teammate is in space or isn't being closely marked, or if there isn't another attacker blocking the path through to pass to our teammate. Number three is hold. Can the boys learn to hold onto the ball? If you can't run and you can't pass, then the boys are learning to hold and wait for an opportunity until it emerges, okay? So the boys are learning that when we hold, we've got to not stand still, we've got to change direction subtly, go that way, and do some faking again, and fooling that defence that we're going that way, and then suddenly we switch that way, by which time after a couple of seconds after holding, we should hopefully have a teammate that's run into space. When we make a quick decision to run and dribble with the ball, which is the second option, okay, we have to go quick. Now sometimes we don't bomb it, we don't go quick 100 miles an hour straight away. As an attacker approaches us, boys are learning to go slow and then hit the accelerator and inject some pace. So varying the pace when you're beating an opponent, when you're running and dribbling with the ball, changing your pace, making it harder for that defender to understand how fast or how slow you're going, fools the defender into thinking, for example, oh, he's really slow, and then suddenly the boys will learn to hit the accelerator and burst past that defender, okay? When we have a goal kick, our centre-backs are learning to take the ball from Ronnie or Aaron and goal kick at the edge of the penalty box and run with it at pace out to where the halfway line meets the touchline, up to the left mid or the right mid position, where one of our left mids or right mids will be waiting to help them. Okay, enjoy. Okay, so the second thing we're really focusing on this season for our under-9s team is defending, okay, and defending well. The best teams may well be very good in attack, but if they're not so good in defence, it means we lose goals and we could lose the match. We want to have a platform from the back to build so the boys can keep possession and attack. So the number one thing with defending we're teaching the boys right now is to get back behind the ball and go goal side. Okay, so when we've lost the ball and the boys need to defend, number one golden rule of defending is get goal side. Number two is touch tight marking. Okay, so that's being within about an arm's distance of an opponent when we have to mark them very closely and marking them goal side. Those two things are the main things at all times about how we go about defending. Number three, when we have lost possession, if we're way up at the opponent's half in the penalty box and we suddenly lose the ball, we're teaching all the boys that they must drop back. They must drop back, particularly behind the ball, so that we can again form a wall and a platform to build again. Okay. Number four thing we're teaching the boys when we're out of possession is the nearest man, our nearest man to the ball, when the opponents have the ball, our nearest man must go and close down the opponent. Okay. We don't want 3 or 4 of our players going towards the ball and ball watching and gravitating towards the ball and trying to get the ball back. Just one, because if 3 or 4 players go, we suddenly have gaps at the back. Okay? Okay guys, so the third thing that we're working on this season is possessions. We're teaching the boys to think about the possessions. We're trying to get away from gravitating all of them towards the ball and ball watching as if the ball's a magnet. And we're trying to get them to think about a question in their head they should be asking throughout the match: am I in the right position? Okay. To do that, we're teaching the boys that they need to have a little look at the teammates. Now, at the age of 9, spatial awareness develops. The boys understanding that there's space to pass into, space to run into, and there's other players around them to pass to. This is the year when psychologists, sports psychologists, say that this really starts to take off, and we're beginning to see that in some of our matches. So it's really important that the boys understand that they've got to have a little look at the teammates. So if you're in the midfield, because we play a 1-3-2, 3 in the midfield, if you're in midfield, it's always good to have a look at the people to your left and right, the other midfielders, to see if you're all pretty much in a line and working together as a team. So that's the midfielders. Defenders, half the centre-back. Nathan has this year been playing in central defence. You guys, as you know, as the ball moves up the pitch and as we move forward and as we attack opponents, you guys at centre-back have to move up as well, okay? We don't want you deep in our penalty box, okay? We're learning to push up to the halfway line, aren't we? Okay. When we lose possession and we're being attacked by the opponents, it's really important that our centre midfield learns as well to drop back and help our centre backs as well, so that we've kind of got two in that middle when we're being attacked. Okay, really important again that the centre midfield understands that positional play between being in the middle of the pitch, creating opportunities when we're in possession, and then at times defending where we're not in possession, and then supporting the attack when we are in possession and we're going forwards. And in possession, the boys have got to think about the possessions when we do have the ball, no matter where we are on the pitch, about combining with each other. And we're going to do a lot more of that next year and triangle passing play. Okay. So the centre-backs are also learning that when we're being attacked, it's really important that, because we play with one centre-back at the back, that the centre-back stays right in the middle and protects the castle gates, which is the danger zone, as the boys know, that's kind of from the goals up the way to just outside the penalty box. That's an area that we must protect. We never get pulled out wide when the opponents are attacking down the wing. We leave our left midfield, our right midfield, or our centre midfield to close those wide players down. But our centre-back stays and must stay in the middle. The other thing we're doing is to get the boys to think about not ball watching. So when there's throw-ins and the opponents are down towards our penalty box on the touchline having a throw-in, one thing we mustn't do is all gravitate towards the touchline. We've got to remember that there's a middle ground. The centre-backs, particularly the centre-mids, have got to watch that middle and mark up the players who might be behind us that we've forgotten to look for. Okay? And at throw-ins, positionally wise, we always have to make sure that we throw the ball, Dave, up the line. So that's in the direction that we're shooting at. We always throw the ball when we have our throw-in up the line. We always make sure that we always have one defender, even when it's our throw-in, down the line, so towards our own goal. It's always useful to have an extra protection there on the touchline in case we lose the ball after the throw-in and the opponents run down our wing. Okay? The boys are doing really well. I'm really chuffed with you all, and I want you all to keep it going because I'm really proud of you. Well done.